You're never the finished product. The Massey has two smaller batteries, one at either side of the cab. 200 pound later. Moment of truth while the dashboard light. A bit sweaty. Oh, thanks for that. Cheers. It is so mild here today. I'm going to have to leave this door open. Of course, Massey was always a wee bit slow to start, and sometimes you would have had to hook up the starter, which was a fantastic job. I'll show it to you here now. This device here, what you did was you just hooked it on red to red, black is negative to negative, and the battery hit on over here. Oh, where's my finger? And then flicker to start. They're starting to get rightly onto the silage too there. That bale was only set in yesterday, and you can see where they've had the face off it, so they're starting to increase their intakes as well. Try and let a bit of air in. The problem with bringing them in whenever it's mild, they're all sweating. As you've seen in the last video, I used to throw the meal along the silage along here, but I have since decided that maybe this wasn't right. There's one calf that's a bit backward. It's like a bit of a runt of the, I suppose, the calves. It was the last born. I felt that it wasn't putting its head through to get the right amount. So we'll come back to talking about the calves and what I've done to try and improve calf intake of meal. But here we are disconnecting the old battery and flicking off the contacts there. Was fiddly enough getting in at it, but we eventually got the old one taken off. But as you can see, the terminals on the new battery are actually at the right hand side as we look at it, whereas the others are on the left hand side, so this posed a bit of a problem. Put a trough to the inside so they don't have to put their head through to get meal. You can see here the difference that makes. So they're all got their heads in now, and that's the wee one that was feared to put its head through the feed barriers, but now they can all squeeze in. This one here at the end is just trying to squeeze in, but there's plenty of room for them all. There's room at that end. Well, I guess that's what farming is about. It's always had to keep improvising, noticing things that maybe aren't going right, and then changing them over, seeing if it works any better. And it seems to be working better now, because that wee calf sometimes wasn't putting its head through, and sometimes with the nuts and the silage they kind of go off a bit and get lost. But now they're all getting access to it, which I think is a fairly good success. So look, this is the first time for me changing the batteries, but as I said at the start of the video, under the footwell at either side of the 398 there is a small plate, and the battery sits in there. So I'm connecting the terminals up there now, red to red. Make sure you get them the right way around. But fingers crossed, whenever I get this done, it'll start up. Moment of truth while the dashboard light up. Yeah. Happy days, there we go. 2 new batteries. So now we've got a tractor that starts all the time, every time. I'm going to use it and push this old silage that's been in front of these calves for nearly a week now. Push it up to the cows and get the calves some nice fresh silage.
I see the light inside you, brighter than the skies. Hold on, just let.
I never meant to do this style of video. It kind of just happened. I wasn't going to show my face in video. My favourite farming YouTuber has to be Adrian at I Farm We Farm. He's just, everything he does seems to make his life so much easier, and I suppose it's a good example for everybody to have. Everything you try to do on the farm is to make life easier for everybody. When you do that there, it speeds you up. It also helps you to enjoy it a bit more. When you enjoy doing something, you're more likely to continue to do it. Whereas if you hate what you do, like going in, having to start that tractor up to set in a bale, which takes an extra 10 minutes, you fairly get fed up whenever it's snowing and raining on you and you have 2 places to be, and yeah, you're more likely to just not want to do it. But I guess that's why you have to invest. This one here was in calf, but it's one of these things that I think it's lost its calf because it was running around jumping yesterday, and you can see all the dirt on her back there, which would mean she was getting jumped. A bit sweaty. Oh, thanks for that. Cheers. But you can see it's been a bit sweaty there, so I think she's not in calf either. So that's one of the things with AI. First year we caught 8 out of 8. Next year it took about 10. It took about maybe 12 straws to get 8 cows in calf, and this year we tried maybe 20 and seemed to have only got 6. So AI is not easy. Fair play to any man who does it and can do it well. Sometimes I think it's just chance if they hold or not, but there is skill to it as well. There's tail paint on, and they were clearly in heat, but they just didn't seem to hold this time, and nothing had really changed. So just don't know. One of those things that scumbers you a bit. As you can see over my shoulder, there's been a bit of silage cut. It's the 8th of October here, so time's pushing on, but there hasn't been 2 or 3 dry days in a row, unfortunately, since, I don't know, June, maybe. But that's why there's a bit of silage cut here. Hopefully they'll get it in tomorrow now. It should be in good enough shape, you know. There's just not much drying, but it'll definitely make good silage. It's better to have than nothing. So, and then I suppose the slurry ban's coming in the 15th, which is really silly, like, because slurry, it's been lashing recently. Now the ban is coming in, everybody's going to be dumping it out, and then probably at the end of October the sun will be shining. So it's one of those things, you have to abide by the calendar, but it's not really working in practice. I think it's been said an awful lot of times. Look, thanks for tuning into today's video. Definitely not the most exciting video, but I'm glad you watched to the end, and see you again next time.